larger framework of Indian thought. Now, let's look at the various indigenous traditional knowledge systems that were passed down through generations across the millennia. First example is the traditional Indian agriculture, where the crop rotation, mixed farming, seasonal cycles were all the techniques that were followed to protect the soil fertility. So all these are agricultural wisdom that has been passed down from generations. Okay. And then we also have traditional medicine, including the Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and other naturopathy, other systems, which rely on preventive care and holistic healing approaches. So these are the traditional medicine system. And then we have the craftsmanship, which includes the pottery, weaving, sculpture, and most of these, the craftsmanship is rooted in community knowledge and which are transmitted through practice and experience. Similarly, we have the water harvesting techniques and structures like step wells and tanks, like we can see in Rajasthan and South India. So all these reflect the ecological balance and sustainability that existed in the ancient India. So these practices continue to offer solutions even today, especially in agriculture and environmental conservation. Another important knowledge system is the Vedic knowledge system, which forms the foundation of Indian philosophy and spirituality. It's preserved in four sacred Vedas called the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. These texts do not only focus on spiritual ideas, they also address everyday life and social values and early scientific thinking. They even foster scientific thinking. So, Rig Veda includes the hymns and prayers exploring the cosmic order and the divine forces, and Yajur Veda concludes of the ritual formulas and sacrificial ceremonies for spiritual practice. And then we have Sama Veda, where the musical chants and melodies for worship and meditation is preserved, and the Atharva Veda, which has spells and healing practices, and also the philosophical wisdom is included in it. So all these Vedas, they shaped both the intellectual and cultural life of ancient India. So Vedic system is a major knowledge system that existed in India. Now, when we think about the contents of the Vedas and Upanishads, we can see that it contains a lot of philosophical inquiry in it. The Vedas and Upanishads, they explore deep philosophical questions about existence, the soul or Atma, and the liberation of the soul, known as the moksha. These are the major principles that lay on foundation of these Vedas. The famous Upanishadic idea that Tat Tvamasi, meaning you are that, it highlights the unity between individual self and the universe. So these are the existential questions that form the foundation for Vedas and Upanishads. Now, Vedic rituals like yajnas were performed not just as religious acts, but also as a way to maintain the harmony between humans and the cosmic forces. So the actual aim of these Vedas and Upanishads was the understanding of relationship between Atma or the soul and the Brahma or the universe. So it's a connection or the collaboration of the self and the universe. Now, the Vedas contributed a lot to science. Okay, so the Vedic knowledge made important contributions to early science. In astronomy, scholars studied celestial movements, including the solar and lunar cycles. In mathematics, early numerical concepts were developed for calculations related to rituals and cosmology. And then systems of timekeeping was introduced to help track seasons, months, and auspicious periods. So these were the systems that came along with the Vedas. And these ideas later influenced the growth of Indian astronomy, mathematics, and calendrical systems. So these were the groundwork for the development of the development that came in the later period. Another important part of Indian knowledge systems is folk knowledge. So these are the knowledge that grew out of everyday community life. Okay, it's a community wisdom. Um, it includes the herbal remedies and local healing practices used for community health, which constitutes to the folk medicine. And you have the traditional methods based on the observation of nature, animal behavior, and celestial phenomena, which constitutes as the weather forecasting systems. And then they also have cultural expressions, their songs, dances, stories, and art forms through which they preserved their community's history, values, and collective memory. And these are the representations of wisdom which developed and preserved within the specific communities, particularly in the rural and urban regions. It includes the practical understanding of agriculture, weather patterns, healing practices, and the diverse folk art forms, which reflects the unique cultural identity of each community. Sanskrit knowledge systems is a major contributor to the traditional Indian knowledge systems. So it's a classical language that served as a primary medium for recording and preserving India's vast intellectual heritage, including various areas of education or knowledge, which is philosophy, religion, science and mathematics, linguistics and grammar, and even law and governance, which included the codes of conduct and administrative principles for the social order. So all these areas, Sanskrit knowledge system has made a great contribution. In mathematical and linguistic achievements, Sanskrit knowledge systems had made great contributions. Indian scholars had developed the concept of zero and as well as the decimal system, and the works by Aryabhatta and Brahmagupta on algebra and astronomy are also major contributions in this mathematical field. And in linguistic precision, we have Panini's Ashtatyayi, which presents a systematic analysis of Sanskrit grammar. So Sanskrit stands out in a highly structured approach to language. Its precision ensured accurate preservation and transmission of these texts over the centuries. The Panini's works continues to be relevant in the study of linguistics even today, and language was treated very seriously in Indian knowledge systems. And because of the precision in this preservation of these texts like Vedas and epics such as the Mahabharata, they could be transmitted accurately across the centuries. And interestingly, this Panini's Ashtatyayi still connects with the modern computational linguistics in the contemporary world. To wrap up about the Indian traditional systems, IKS or Indian knowledge systems are not just about the past. It's not just history. They bring together the philosophy, science, ethics, and everyday life. And whether it's sustainable farming or holistic healthcare or linguistic precision or mathematical systems, all these systems, they still have a lot to offer. And at a time where we are dealing with environmental and social challenges around the world, this holistic way of thinking becomes especially relevant. Okay, so that's the end of the session. Thank you.